Honestly, they're making this package much more expensive by getting rid of IRS enforcement, which is really about ensuring that we have revenue into the federal government.
You see that? They want talking about revenue for the federal government so they can send it to Ukraine. That's what she's referring to. They want more money to send to Ukraine. That's all that they want. That's all that they're pushing for. Send that money to Ukraine. Send it to Ukraine. And they're going to say it's going to make it more expensive because we're not going to hire 87,000 armed IRS agents to come nickel and dime every single one of you, one of us. You remember Joe Biden said that anyone making less than $400,000 won't see a single penny raise in taxes, which is a lie. Why do you need 87,000 armed IRS agents if that's the case? Well, like I said, Mitch McConnell, that allowed the Democrats to have the Senate. He purposely did it. Mitch McConnell purposely allowed the Democrats to keep the Senate so he could continue to have this position, minority leader in the Senate. He would settle for minority leader than nothing at all, because he knew if he allowed MAGA Republicans to come in, he wouldn't be in this position any longer. He's lost his mind just like Joe Biden. Him and Joe Biden are tit for tat. Him and Shucky Ducky Schumer, tit for tat. He's no different than they are. And again, has anyone else mentioned this other than Will Johnson, that Ukraine is a money pit for Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Chuck Schumer, Jerry Nadler, Joe Biden? We already know this. Am I the only one saying this? I truly believe that they have bank accounts. And I'm going to keep saying it because one day that information is going to come out and say, yeah, every time we sent taxpayer dollars to Ukraine, they got a deposit in their bank. Somebody knows that they're getting deposits. Somebody knows that they're getting deposits. But they're keeping it on the hush-hush. I'm telling you, there's only one reason why they want to send billions of dollars to Ukraine with no accountability of the money. There's only one reason why you want to do that. I'm hoping that information come out because they're finding information out about Joe Biden with all his fraudulent checks. I'm hoping they find out about this. But listen to Mitch McConnell here.
Critics who oppose your advocacy for Ukraine. Senator Paul said that you were trying to undercut the new Speaker of the House. Senator Hawley called your position a, quote, mistake.
Well, let me just say that conceptually, Senator Schumer and I are in the same place in the sense that we view all of these problems as connected. Ukraine.
Now, the question was about him undermining the new Speaker of the House. That's the question here. But he's literally coming out saying that him and Chuck Schumer are locked arms together. There's no difference. You see one, you see the same from either one of them. Listen.
Ukraine is part of it. Obviously, Israel enjoys overwhelming support, but we think it's also important that we have a part related to Asia, and that's Taiwan. And then, as several of my members have underscored, we think it's important to do something credible about our own border, which is basically wide open. So
the only way you're going to get Democrats to do anything about our southern border is that if you give amnesty to the millions of people that's coming across the border illegally. That's the only negotiation. If you do that, then the Democrats will see, they will say, the Republicans work with us on a bipartisan act to help out the immigration problem that we had on our southern border by giving them all amnesty. That's what they call bipartisan.
Conceptually, I think Schumer and I are in the same place. In terms of the details, what is really needed to protect the border? Not a bunch of money going to Chicago and New York, but something seriously drafted. And we were working on that, and I think the Democrats will have to accept a really serious U.S.-Mexico border protection bill in order to get our people on board for a comprehensive
But it
approach.
seems like there's disconnect between you and some of your Republican members, specifically on the Ukraine issue, not so much on the border.
Well, I don't have to explain to you, the form that the bill takes will be determined by the majority leader. And we'll see after that whether there are amendments offered and how they turn out. I'm just speaking for myself. I think we need to address all four of those areas in a credible way.
Leader McConnell.
What is your reaction to the House Speaker's Israel-only bill?
Well, that's an opinion many people have. It's not surprising, but in order to make a law, it has to pass both bodies and be signed by the president. And we'll see if the bill comes out of the House, and if so, what kind of margin it has. My own view, I just expressed, is that we need to treat all four of these areas, all four of them: Ukraine, Israel, Taiwan, and the border.
And what do you think their main focus is going to be? Ukraine. Ukraine. They've already sent billions of dollars to Ukraine. Billions of dollars. And they're talking about sending more. And the reason why they're talking about sending more is because they want this country to collapse.
You like the content Will Johnson is producing? To stay informed and up to date with the current events, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also, to find Will Johnson, visit www.uaf.media.